let me say this.
How do we vet these people when y'all come to dating people off these social sites and not knowing what their intent is? I'm so
They
glad.
they will lie, friends. They will lie. So I would advise you, if you got a friend, if you are close with somebody or you dating somebody off of an app, you gotta run their background. You gotta know who you're
Mm-hmm.
with.
So
You
what you
got
do? What y'all do? Get these men's
I
names
run
and shit.
yes, I do it from their
Mm-hmm.
tag number. If I see somebody has a tag, I run their name from their tag.
That
I
car
will run.
tag. That car
Yes,
tag.
even my friends that I work with, I did a background check on them as well. I want to know. I want to know who these
Another
people
Yes,
another
is.
thing
background
I would
check.
do,
Damn.
another thing that I would do, and I don't know if this, this is just something I would do is when I would go on dates with them. Another thing with the tag number is I would send it to my friend, pictures of the car, pictures of
Mm-hmm.
him, and pictures of his tag.
Yeah.
So my
I
friend,
normally
if
do
like,
that when my kids get in an Uber or a Lyft, but I ain't know,
You got to, and you gotta have a gun. I mean, a pew pew. Have a pew pew or a knife. Keep a weapon on you.
Well, I said y'all need to get some mace too. Mace work real good.
Yes, you
Choke them
do.
up.
Yeah, but 20 rounds work better.
Some
Oh
taser
Lord,
too. That works
I'm gonna
too.
shoot you in your
Like,
head.
like with me, like even with people in my city, like if I'm talking to them, what I do, like if I'm finna link with them, I tell my friends, like if I don't call y'all or text y'all or anytime, make sure y'all call and check on me, look at my location, all that type of stuff. I send them pictures of the guy that I'm gonna be with. I'm gonna tell them where we're gonna be at and all of that. And my location cut off, just know it's something weird going on because I'm never gonna turn my location off and all that. So if
That's
y'all
right.
on a day now, like y'all need to, I'll be linking with them somewhere public and just make sure your people like know where y'all gonna be at and make sure they know who this person is, the name, all that, in case you ever go missing. So
And run a background check on you before you even go on that date. You know, let me tell you this. Do you remember that story? I just seen it. It's back in the news with those two girls, the white girls that was from Indiana.
mm-hmm.
I don't
You
remember.
remember they
Tell me
went
something.
missing. They were missing, and then they found their bodies a couple days later. But one of the girls took a video on her phone of the dude. He's on trial now. I think that's why it's in the news. But you know how he got her? He got them because they went to meet him. They thought they was meeting a 15-year-old boy, but it was a 50-year-old man, and he unalived them within 20 minutes.
They ain't know how to team up and whoop his ass.
They were kids. They were like 14.
Oh shit.
children,
And he
they're
had a
the
gun.
strong, they're the 15-year-old. The strong of a man and the 15 is not the same. They couldn't really do anything.
Damn. But
No, that's
why?
it.
Well,
How
already
about
scared of
this?
him because he was an adult. So they was
Hello.
yeah, but
How you doing?
how about this? See, I'm from the 90s, baby. I'm 47, I'll be 48 years old. It was more or less like if you met somebody, you met them out in public. And it wasn't like, oh, jump online, all that stuff. See, me, I'm a creepy motherfucker. Excuse my language. If his eyes look creepy, if anything look deeper creeper to me, I'm just gonna say here, I'm gonna
Oh,
give a fake number.
somebody know the story. Somebody say Richard Allen was 44 and he did not meet them on.
They don't know the story. I watched it last
No,
night
no, no. You're
on.
not about to be up in my box. You take your little behind the bed. Go back to school.
Stop playing with your
Ooh,
You see what
okay.
I'm saying? You about
They
to get
don't.
real disrespectful. And see, we talking about how to protect little girls like you, and you on here playing these games. Go on. Go find you a little kitty land to go play in.
Incorrect.
Well said.
Beauty don't know what she's talking about. I watched the story. I follow stories like this. They met him online. He stole someone's picture of a model, and that's how the police were able to track everything back to Richard Allen.
Yeah, that was a little boy. I
It
don't care
didn't.
what it
I've been
was.
following this since 2017, ma'am. It happened in 2017. They
Yeah, but
was
it's like this. If you see something, say something. If you go to meet somebody, I mean, it's just a natural instinct. It just says God
But
give us
why are
all of
we
that.
going to meet somebody and it ain't public? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. Like,
Right. Outside.
some stuff just don't make sense for
And
real.
you going with your homegirl, you bringing somebody else's. No.
They were kids though. You know how kids do, and they thought it was Snapchat.
And they
So
kids want to be
they,
grown.
they were
And
serious.
that's what happens. That's when they get caught. And they already scared because they doing what they're not supposed to be doing. They don't want their parents to find out. Then they trapped with a stranger they don't know.
But us, as all of us that did stuff we ain't supposed to do, as a grown person, they shouldn't. People shouldn't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're kids, so
I mean,
you know. I know a lot of us know did stuff we ain't supposed to do.
I did.
Hey,
but
Jabria,
I
let me
looked at
jump
'em.
in real quick. I'm not being oppositional to antagonize you. I literally watch this every day. You're right. They were being catfished online, but not by Richard Allen, by Keegan Klein, the fat dude. Remember the fat dude?
oh, it was
who
another
catfished
old
him?
man.
I take it back. I take it
I don't
back.
know
You
about
are
the fact
right. I
that
did see that. You are right.
Yeah, Richard Allen worked at CVS and he was just a sick person and he would go out to the sea. They were on trails, you guys. It's Delphi, Indiana. It was a 13 and a 14-year-old, Abby.
Oh,
and
Delphi murder. Yeah.
yeah, and so he was out there. He had been going through some things, drinking or whatever. The trial just happened. That's how I know. That's why I say you need to like watch what happened during the trial. And it was said that he knew something that only the person who hurt them would know. And when he took them down the hill, the
Yeah.
man who owned the property, Brad Weber, whose parents owned the property on that private road, he took them down the hill. He made them undress, and then Brad Weber was getting off work, coming in his van, and he made them go down and cross the creek and everything. And he said that in his confessions while he was locked up. But you're right. You're absolutely right about vetting people.
But I had it mixed up. I'm sorry about
Hey,
that.
what's his name?
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna watch
You're
the
fine.
story. What's the name of that?
The
Delphi murders.
Yeah, we don't want to say that word, but yeah, the Delphi.
The what?
The Delphi unalivings.
Yeah, the Delphi underlying with them
It's
two
from
little young
Delphi.
teenage girls. I'm happy they caught his ass.
Too. Trigger warning, y'all. Trigger warning. Welcome to the ADHD Live, to where you never know what you're going to get.
Hey, friends, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Hey.
no, girl, I like to hear stuff like this because we talking about how to protect our people.
Oh, it was so
Yes.
weird.
Why?
Because the
I'm not-
police wouldn't
It was so horrible.
Yeah, they wouldn't release any information. That's why we were all putting together. And like you've been watching this since me, but it's a lot of YouTubers that are close with the family. So I was like obsessed with this case.
So
watching.
you know, we see cases like this all the time with not only young ladies, but other women too as well. I watched a case where a young lady was unalived by her so-called husband due to him not being honest about who he was sexually.
Yes.
Mm.
Like
Are you
them the
talking about
worst.
the pretty girl that was from like Griffin, Georgia?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That messed me up. That really messed me up.
Did you guys say the Doubtfire? Miss Doubtfire?
Listen, Jabria, I'm going to spell it out. It's
I'm gonna type in Miss Doubtfire.
Delphi, Delphi, Indiana. Delphi, like the Delphi Oracle. Didn't you learn about that in school? The Delphi Oracle?
No.
I didn't hear. I didn't learn about that, baby.
No.
Yeah, it's like a Greek oracle.
Is his
that
name
in
Richard Allen?
mythology.
Yeah,
Richard Allen.
That's it. And you said this man was a state worker, a CPS?
No, he was not a pharmacy tech. He was a shift supervisor at CVS. And the thing why people the girl, Libby, she had her iPhone. So it was the bridge that was 60 feet above water, an old rickety bridge that had been out of
Railroad
a train
tracks.
bridge
Railroad
that had been out
tracks.
of
Railroad
commission.
tracks.
Railroad tracks. And so
You gotta
her
be
and
a
her friend
monster.
Abby were out of school. They had snow days. They had makeup snow days. So they were out of school. It was a pretty warm day for Indiana. It was like 40 some degrees. So they went out there had her older sister drop them off for fun. It's two trails, and so they went down the trail that leads to the
No way, we
bridge.
just dropping kids off in the middle of some snow and thinking it's
Well,
okay in the trail.
no, it's not. It wasn't
It wasn't
snowing.
snowing.
Yeah, it wasn't snowing. They
It was
had
cold.
makeup snow days, meaning they were out of school because
But
for
why
makeup
are we
days.
dropping kids off
Everybody
anywhere other
says
than a
that.
goddamn ice cream parlor or a goddamn snow ice rink where it's people that's gonna be able to see your kid? What are we doing?
I don't know, but they did it.
Yeah, because they
I
said
know
all
you
the
fucking
kids. So
lying.
they weren't the only ones out there. They said it was that's just what they do in their town. It's a really small town. There's not even
Man,
hotels
y'all better
or
get
a
these
movie
kids some
theater.
motherfucking recreational centers or some goddamn movie theaters. Y'all just dropping them off in the middle of a damn field and don't know, and you ain't sitting out there in your car watching the damn children.
And it didn't happen.
That's true.
So,
We're
comments for the
we're
comments.
all
She said,
different, and like I said, they said in their town because there's been many documentaries and interviews that, and people questioned that, and they said, well, that's just what we did, and they actually some of their friends were out there, but they had just left. He saw the friends. The friends helped identify him too because he had his face covered. He was very disguised, and they said
And we not teaching our kids not to talk to damn strangers.
They didn't talk to
they
him.
didn't talk to him. Didn't talk to him.
talk to them. They got lured
He
in.
stalked them. He stalked them
he was
across. That's what
stalking.
I was getting to. That they crossed the bridge. Libby was scared to cross the bridge, but she did. But he waited till they got to a point of no return where they couldn't go back, and he walked fast across the bridge. Libby saw a man coming behind Abby. She turned on her iPhone, started filming, and they caught a quick glimpse of him and him telling them to go down, guys, down the hill, go down the hill.
Yep.
And he took them and
So the
did that.
video revealed all of this.
He was
Yeah, and they
covered
hid the
though.
phone. Yes. Yes. And the little girl hid the phone, left a mystery for all of us. Not even a mystery, left the biggest clue by showing his face. They was just exploring the little old town. You know, everybody go to the little town, try to cross the little bridge, railroad
I
track,
don't know
and
about
etc.
that shit because I ain't going to no little town, no little bridge. I'm not doing none of that with my kids. And when they leave with that goddamn body, it's always about 10 or 11 of them going to the damn park. And I know where they going because the park is like 3 blocks away. And there's always a bunch of them. I do not play that shit when it come to my kids.
Right, and the way they picking kids up, how you gonna drop them off like that? And Pretty Ray, she said 44 was warm because that is above freezing. That means it can't be snowing at 44 because it's too hot.
Yeah, it was like 40 something. Yeah, 44 degrees. And this man was 44 at the time. And the thing about because the person was covered and the video was kind of blurry and far away, she could only get a quick glimpse of him. But they were asking for help. And he's 5'4". The girls both were 5'4". So nobody ever looked
So
at this
this
little
man
short
was a
man.
little old, you know what?
Or he was 5'6", rather 5'5"
We
or
not
5'6".
taking our
Yeah.
girls to when I was younger. My grandparents paid for us to go to combat. We went to combat classes, karate, taekwondo. My son did boxing. My daughter scrap. We not teaching our children to scrap up grown ups.
No.
He had
I ain't gonna count.
pew-pew. He
For
had
instance,
a
I told
pew-pew.
my mama did teach me that though because my mom like she don't carry at all because she don't like pew pews because of her religion for real. Because my mom is a minister, so she don't be wanna carry and so
He had a weapon.
we just know how to protect ourselves,
He had a weapon. Didn't he have a weapon curated?
Yeah, he had a pew-pew, and he put. Well, they knew because they cut that part when they released it to the public. They cut out the part where Abby said he has she screamed, he has a G. And so he pulled it out, took them down the hill, and hill and wasn't safe for him. You know, people were wanting to get him for his safety.
Good.
Listen, for his safety, they put him in a prison to await trial. But it wasn't nothing different than a jail. They actually said he was treated better because he was just being awaiting trial. This man
Man,
smeared
he
his
should have had everything done to him that he did to them children.
listen,
That's
he
what I'm
smeared
saying.
his own stuff on him. He was
Yep.
eating it. He was
His
drinking out the
anxiety.
toilet. He had a
Yes.
psychosis. Yeah.
What you trying to say? This motherfucker was a short bus shorty?
Yes.
Something like that, because he started freaking out, and then what I'm getting to the point of, he kept even before the psychotic break, he started confessing. He told the the psychologist. He told her basically he took them down the hill. He wanted to SA them, and he made them get undressed, and then in the van, it's a long drive because this is all right by those trails. It's all private
the
property.
fat dude that was driving the van.
The dude who's driving the van lived right below the bridge on private land. It's all private houses and land around the bridge. And he was getting off work. He was coming up the drive, and Richard saw him from a distance. And he took the girls down another hill and across the creek to someone else's land. And oh my gosh, let's just say he cut
slit
them
their
really
throats.
bad.
He slit their throats.
Yeah, really, really bad. I mean, they say, Libby head was almost
There's a
gone.
video on TikTok
y'all-
showing the bridge.
Did you guys see? Hold up, my fault.
And let me say this: he had military training, so he had been in the National Guard. And when you're in the National Guard, they teach you hand-to-hand combat. So the fact that he was just a couple of inches taller than them and not very big, he was much more powerful. He was a grown man, 44. They were little girls. So we don't know what happened, really.
No.
This is sad to hear. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
It really turned my stomach. It really did because
And I now mind y'all, I don't know nothing about this. I ain't heard nothing about this. And we talking about how people be doxing kids and all this other stuff, and we can't have these conversations on.
That's what I be talking about, friends. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, people want to talk about race and stuff when there's so much other stuff going on. Like, yesterday down here, like, it's like 10 people got unalive, like, in New Orleans. I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all
I
hear
just
about
was
that.
talking about that earlier. Now,
Yes, and that's like only 3 hours away from me. Like, when I used to go to school in
And
Southern,
they said
like,
somebody plowed into them with a truck and unalived them, but they calling it a terrorist act. That wasn't no damn terrorist act.
yes, like, and well, I used to go to school at New Orleans. We used to go down there all the time because I used to go to school at Southern, and that's only like an hour away from Southern,
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Mississippi.
Talking
Yeah,
about
like,
it's a
it's-
terrorist act. They done ran into 10 people now. 10 people. We
Then
talking
got
about
out busing.
10
They're
people.
calling it a terrorist act because of the ISIS flag and that there's bombs
Yeah.
and they found a bomb in the French Quarter.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Oh, they
Though.
found a bomb in the French
Yeah.
Quarter? Plus,
Yes.
they
Yeah,
done
they
ran
found-
over people.
Yes. They
Yeah.
feel like there's others involved also.
Child.
That's why I'm for real. You ain't from the United States. I'm just saying you gotta go back. This is getting worse. And no for real, because that's what people don't
15
understand.
people?
was he from?
They-
Oh,
was he
and the
from-
Airbnb that he rented caught on fire.
And then you burning up houses?
So when they went to investigate where he was staying, they couldn't. I mean, it was burning to the ground.
Well, Trump said he gonna get him out of here.
Because he
And
said
I'm not trying to
he
be
got
funny,
rid
but
of
I
all
feel like that's a
evidence
good
of his
idea.
plan.
Oh, so
He made
the man was from Texas
Oh,
and
and from
in
Texas
the
and the
army.
Army.
Yeah, but he made sure he got rid of all the evidence that he planned or whatever he said. So if he got
500
other
people
things
have
set up
died.
somewhere else, they not gonna be able to find it. That's why he burned the hotel room up.
3
Is what I'm
women,
saying.
1 man salt. 1 man with 3 men,
I
1
gotta-
woman salt.
I gotta check on my family because my whole extended family is from New Orleans.
Oh,
Yeah, they call that the Sin City down there. It's a lot that go
Yeah,
on.
but see, that's a tourist attraction, right? So remember 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Tourist attractions that people go to and do shit to people
Yeah.
because it's a lot of people
Exactly.
there.
Because
Because they're
where
guaranteed, right,
where it
destruction. 'Cause
happened
there's
at, like
there.
people is always on that street. Like if you come to New Orleans, that's where you're gonna go.
That's
Like I
where
done been to that
everybody go
street
to go
so many
party, and
times.
that's where all the food places are,
Yes.
and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
And
I
it's
know,
so crazy. Kids
Where
be
was
on
he
that street
from?
too. Like they be hustling, like playing like
yeah,
drums
the
and all. They trying
drums
to
on the
get
Yeah,
money.
it's
buckets, and
supposedly a couple of
Where
college
was he from
students
though? Where was he from?
on the
Y'all
line.
they
said.
say
I
he was
don't
from
know.
Texas. I just looked down here. Somebody said he was from Texas.
He came out of Houston, Texas.
So he was an actual American.
Yeah, that's what it said. That man was
Like
from
his
Texas,
ethnicity was
and
American, because you can be
That's what
anything and
I'm
be from
asking about
Texas.
the ethnicity because
you say
I
what?
think I was asking about the ethnicity because y'all noticed that a war going on. They be sitting moles and shit around
They
here.
say the man was in the army, and was in the born and
If
raised
you
in
not,
Texas.
you gotta
Oh,
go.
he's a
You gotta go back to your
veteran.
country.
Lord.
I feel like if you're not from the United States, you really
So
need
they
to go
trying to
for
say that
real.
the man is from the United States. He's a vet from
Yeah,
New Orleans.
immigrants commit less than 20. It's, the numbers are low. They
So
commit less
Jabria, so
than.
you saying that I have to go because I'm not from the United States? So what's
Baby,
your point?
No, we're not
no,
saying
I'm not
that.
trying to say that. I'm trying to say like you know how like we like I agree with trying to send some people back over for real because
That
you
was
gotta
on
Russia.
yesterday, child.
Yeah, if you got like the Russia and stuff, we cannot stay over there. Our country is the only one that is doing stuff like this, and it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
get worse.
Jabria, listen, he's trying to send black and brown peoples home. But guess what they're doing? They're bringing the Southeast Asian Indian tech workers
Mm-hmm.
here. They're bringing them here on H-1B1 visas and letting them stay.
Oh yeah, I just saw that too.
European immigrants are not getting sent back. It's a
No.
family
Yeah, I didn't
that's
know
been
all
here
that.
for
I
over
thought
20
everybody is going
years.
back. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
the
so
black
they
and
picking
brown
and choosing
people.
just like TikTok. They picking and choosing, child.
Right,
And you know
exactly.
something else? And not only that, it was a
I'm just
video where they said that black people are going to be, by the year 2028, I think they said that black people are going to be have less value than Asian people. Like it's going to be whites and then Asian, and then they named
The
another group.
permanent underclass is what you're talking
Yep.
about. They
oh
say
Lord.
we're going to be the permanent underclass.
Yeah, and it's starting to happen now. If you look at the TV
Right.
and see different things,
Well, we
you'll see
just
more
saw what they
Asians.
did to that man in prison. We just saw what they think of us.
What did they do?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so much
Unalived
going
them.
on. They unalived that man by beating him to death
A
in
black
prison.
man?
A black man, Robert Brooks. Look it up.
Nobody got
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was saying this morning, and that also goes to show, right? Today I held a live. I talked about all that I was going to talk about tonight, and then here come the mess. It was 500-600 people in this motherfucker for the mess. But now we're
Oh, I
talking
missed
about
it.
real shit. We're talking about some real shit right now. We're talking about the what's the name? Richard Allen unaliving kids. We're talking about people that been unalived in New Orleans due to some vet that probably needed some mental situations going on, like mental health. Now we saying that 13 cops and a nurse helped unalive a black man in the prison system where all our people are at some point in life that did some dumb shit. They unalive the people that have no voice. But we're not
No,
talking about this.
that's what
We
I'm
are
saying. I feel like
doxing.
this stuff need to be talked about first out too, and that's all I was trying to tell them debaters up there. Like I understand people be trying to talk about race, but it's so much
Y'all
other
debating
stuff.
about race. Let's talk about it. Y'all debating about
I
race.
get tired
But
of
let's
that.
talk about what our own race is doing to each other
That's
and
all I.
what the other races are going to be doing to us because we're not paying attention to what we're doing to each other.
That's
The
all
fuck?
I'm. That's all I be trying to get people to understand. And one day I had three of my cousins unalive. My cousin didn't get took by no YT person. My cousin got took by a black person, and my whole family had to sit in court while a black person laugh and mark
us and thought that unaliving all three of my cousins was funny when they trusted him and he unalived. So like that's why I be trying to tell him it's so much other stuff in the world
So why
that
that's
needs
what
to
I'm
be.
saying, Jabria, why we can't talk about this kind of stuff? Why is it always we gotta have a pile of mess? It's like stepping in a pile of
Yeah.
shit from the dog, walking behind the dog. It's like walking behind an elephant that shit all the time and you just stepping in the shit, opposed to cleaning the shit and putting down things to keep yourself from stepping in the shit. We
Because they don't care. They don't care. They just want to talk about mess.
Yeah, but see, I care, and that's what makes me different. I care about talking about stuff like this. Why? Because you're not informed. Remember, they say knowledge is key. Y'all just taught me something. Now I'm gonna be looking up who the hell Richard Allen is because
Me too. I already got it. I'm finna look him up.
I want to know
He's
about this shit.
disgusting. He's disgusting.
People like that need to be motherfucking unalived on the chopping block or put in prison for the rest of their lives.
That's
The
what I
13
wanna
people
do.
who unalived that man need to be put in jail and not just fired from a job.
I don't even think they should be put in jail. I think they should be unalived. I do not want you to do no time. I do not want you to eat no food. I don't want you to
But
see
the
any.
opposite, you want me to be honest with you? When the person unalive, my cousins, we chose to give him life because they didn't want him
They
to
give you a
either
choice
get the what's
on
the
what to
name.
give a person.
They
Yeah, when
consider
it
the
came to,
family's feelings.
yes,
It's
yeah.
not. Let me say this: it's not necessarily up to the family ultimately, but they heavily consider the family's wishes. And let me say this: in Indiana, they have the unalived penalty, but they haven't had the hugs that they inject for years. So there's no possibility. But
So
he
let
did
me
get
ask
like
y'all this, right? Let me ask
130.
y'all this. Those men, those 70,000 K plus men that was found in that group, do you think they're going to persecute any of those men or the men that they saw that done any kind of
No.
desecration to
No.
their wives and daughters and giving them fucking drugs to harm them? Do y'all think that they're going to do any of those things to those people, those men that they saw done anything to those women?
No. They're not.
You fucking lying.
Just like I said, it's even bigger than that. They had private links to where they could go get the supplies that they needed. So that meant there was someone else somewhere else manufacturing it and boxing it and sending it to them.
So wait, it was somebody sending them the shit to do
Yes,
it?
they had links
like
to
that,
where they
though.
could go and get what they needed.
Yeah, it's a movie like that. I forgot the name of it. I watched it before. It's a movie that, you know, some of the similar stuff happened and stuff like that.
So it's men in a group. Now you mean to tell me? Now I know that there's 70,000 men in the group, but y'all actually sending the supplies to people to harm
other people?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go to a private link and order
It's
what
a
you
private
need.
link. I forgot what it
And the
called because
motherfucker
it's a
that's
movie.
giving the link, y'all not gonna track the IP address and throw that motherfucker under the bars?
That's
What
I'm saying.
story
It's,
is this?
it's
I'm not
bigger than what
familiar.
we think it is.
What are y'all talking about? What happened?
Let me refresh. Hold on. Let me refresh. Let me grab my other
I
device.
need to research that case.
Right, they adding and abetting criminals like that's crazy.
So, friends, earlier you mentioned about the people that do stuff to kids, and I was gonna tell you, if people do stuff to kids, they really do have a mental issue. A lot of
They
women,
really do.
And I get it, right? Because that is some real
they
mental
got-
shit.
they gotta have a mental issue because ain't
Can
no way.
I tell you? Can I tell you guys like a little like aside?
Hold on, let me play this video and then we can talk about it. Hold on, let me play this video.
Let me go mute.
I don't know you gonna talk too much, Ari.
Oh shit, shit your ass up.
Opposition, don't start with me.
You gonna take over the whole conversation, Ari.
First, hold the opposition. Oh my God, Jeebus. Hold on, let me not multiple terrorist attacks today, child. Listen, let me be nosy on the news today. Hold on, let's play this video so we can catch it up. Lord have mercy.
Like that Louisiana thing. If it was some more today, I think that was tied to this. I don't give a damn.
Cyber truck explosion in Vegas.
Yep.
Really?
There was a Cybertruck explosion in Vegas. There was that ordeal in New Orleans,
I knew it.
and there were several threats. Yes, it actually happened.
In the beginning of 2025, this is what we starting off with. All right, y'all, let's play this video and then for somebody who said they wasn't up on what was going on. Here we go.
Yes, didn't it? Yeah, they tied together.
The 70,000 plus male chat group where men are in there supporting one another as they tell the stories about raping and essaying their mothers, sisters, daughters, co-workers. The list goes on and on. They're in there telling each other how to do it, supporting each other, telling them there's nothing wrong with them, telling them that it's normal. Y'all, let's talk about it. So as the story goes, one day recently, a man gets caught because he was caught drugging his wife, okay? He drugged his wife for 10 years that they were married. He drugged his wife, and every night after she would pass out, he would let other men come in and essay her while she was unconscious, right? So he got caught doing this. When he got caught, his response, according to the police, his response was not normal enough. His response was like, something is wrong, something is bigger. Why is he not responding the way he should to this? During an investigation, you guys, they go to the man's house, and what do they find? They find on his computer the 70,000 plus male chat group of men doing this to their women in their houses. Wives, mothers, daughters, co-workers, endless, you guys. There is a reason women are shouting, saying they are no longer safe. They do not feel safe around men. And I am not going through the explanation of having to say it's not all men. And to the men who want to keep saying it's not all men, simply be an ally and come for the men who are doing this. We have enough common sense to know it's not all men. But the number of men that are doing this has made it so unsafe for women to try to get married again, for women to try to date again, for women to bring men around their children, for women to trust a husband with children. This has become so dangerous, you guys, that we can no longer ignore that this is happening. I am fascinated to see what the men have to say now that the evidence has come out that women have been shouting that this is happening and men have been trying to silence their voice, claiming it's not, or that it's not all men. I'm so interested to hear what you have to say now. We are unsafe, and we are tired of having to explain ourselves. Our children are unsafe. The idea that a son can think that it's okay to drug his mother, to essay her, to live out a fantasy that he more than likely either learned in one of these chats or in porn, you know what I mean, then realize this fantasy by drugging her. Y'all, we need to talk about this. Please stay safe out here. Keep the children safe. Keep your female friends safe. Keep yourself safe the best you can. Listen, you guys, join me in the chat. Let me know if you've heard about this. Let me know if you've seen this. We've got to do what we can. Again, I'm going to say this to the men. We no longer want to hear about it. It's not all men. Please stop it. Just please stop. If you're going to be an ally to women and children, then get on the case for the men that are doing this. If
Thank
you're
you.
not, please don't come over here talking about it's not all men. It is enough of you guys that we need to be cautious, and we need to shout, obviously, to the highest mountain that we are unsafe. This is one finding of these chats of 70,000 plus men who admitted to doing it and teaching one another how to continue doing it. You guys join me in the chat.
All right. Well, now we all done heard the video. Now we can continue to talk about it. Now, Texas Key also told us that they are also they were sending out the medicines to do those kind of things to the women in their family. Y'all, let's tap the screen. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for the gifts. Trigger warning, y'all. Tap the screen, y'all. Share the live. Help me out with my gift goal. And also, don't forget to gift the panel. We are talking about the 70,000 plus group of men that are plotting and have been doing things to women. We have talked about a few things that have been harmful to kids, harmful to human beings, period. These things are harmful. Why are we not talking about these things on TikTok opposed to doxing and endangering people? There are enough things going on in our real lives that are a danger to us, and not just a community in a whole, but the human race, period. So why are we not talking about this stuff? We need to talk about it. So let's talk about
Hey, friends, I have a question. And I have a legit question. What is the difference between, I mean, this is kind of hypothetical, but just hear me out. What's the difference in what these men in this group do to danger women versus what people do on social media i.e. doxing and things of that nature? What's the difference? You're both endangering women and children.
who you asking? I just said that we endangering the community, and not just one community. We're endangering.
Yeah, it's
the whole community.
that's what I'm saying. It's a danger to everybody. So let me just mute.
It's all dangerous, Lala. Everything is dangerous. The things that they do on here, the things that they were doing in that group, the things that happened to those two young ladies by Richard Allen, the things that happened to that man in prison by them 13 cops, is all okay. It's all dangerous to the community, any community, the woman community, the children community, the human community. Is dangerous, and nobody is talking about these things. We asking a question, but when do we start talking about it to implement the fact that we see what's going on and to try to create some kind of protection, or to talk about how we can protect? Hello, is it Leslo?
It's
Welcome, Leslo. Welcome to the panel.
Thank you.
Well, that's like I'm sorry,
Wait a
Leslie.
minute, hold on, Texas Key. How old are you? How old are you, baby?
49. 49.
I was
I'll
gonna
be
have to
close my
drop
turn.
it. Okay, you want to be you?
But I mean, this, like I said, with it being bigger, this is from a UK article that was talking about it. They would go to online services and order the sedatives, and they would be disguised as hair products.
Holy.
And I bet they're on the dark web. So you guys know about the dark web. What we're on is called the surface web. That's where you have your Google, G's, all these things. But back in the day when the interwebs was first created, those old documents where you can click the links and they, with the white background and you have all the links. But the government started that, but people took it, and now they have what's called the dark web, and they do all kind of evil things on there. I mean, really, just research the dark web on YouTube. You're going to see some really, really bad things that have happened.
The only reason I know about the dark web because it's in a movie. It's like all this stuff be in movies before it even start happening.
And
I
that's
know
why
about
you
the
gotta
dark
pay
web.
attention.
It's in a movie.
That's why you
how
gotta
I know
pay
about
Oh,
the
I
dark
started
web.
getting advertisements on my FYP with people trying to encourage you to check out the dark web.
So when
Don't
you
do
go and
it.
check your
Don't
credit,
do it.
No, I don't do
hold
that.
on. So when y'all go and check your credit, they let you know what was exposed. If you have one of those
Yep.
situations that check your credit, they'll let you know what was exposed on the dark web. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you. I had to make sure
And how
that I
about your
changed
boyfriend or girlfriend might expose your pictures? They sell your
Y'all
address.
just heard somebody say
That's
that
why
they
Lala's
sell.
right about the doxing. Because
That's
they'll
what I
I
was,
sell
just heard
your
somebody say the other day, I'm gonna sell these pictures on the dark web.
that's what I was about to talk
and
about.
they will
Who
get
said
paid.
that?
I was getting to that, but I just had to hush. It was
I
Who
heard
said
you.
that?
I heard you all talking about.
Somebody
Lala.
you hanging around with.
Who said that?
Who? I ain't never heard nobody bring up the dark web on this side.
HB
Yes,
clearly
it
said that.
It got brought up.
That's what I thought
It
you guys were
did.
talking
It did
about
get
with
brought
that
up.
case.
Oppositional, let us just go mute oppositional.
You see, my mine went straight to mute.
No, I mean they literally have, and I wasn't referring to that person at all because I really, y'all, I've only been on here since
She
like
probably
August,
just was
so I
saying
don't know
something.
people and I don't watch everyone, but they literally have sites on there where they say expose your ex-girlfriend, sell her picture, sell her address. So that's why we're telling you doxing on the surface web is very, very dangerous. Imagine your house, all your kid, whatever, your information being put out there for all to see. And then you have a nut who lurks and doesn't even comment in the comment cousins. And they showing up at your house in the middle of the night now.
How
We
dangerous
don't know
could that
Can you
be?
who's on
can you
here.
guys hear me?
Yes, we
Oh,
can
go
hear
ahead.
you.
Okay. So I heard the absolute most horrendous case. You all were talking about the chat room and the 70,000 men. There
Yeah.
is a woman, there's a trial in France that just ended, and her name is Giselle Pellicotte. She is she's 70.
No, Leslie, I'm just agreeing with you. Go ahead, baby.
Okay. She was 70 something years old. She is 70 something years old. Her husband is too. They've been married 50 something years, retired, had grandkids, yada, yada, yada. He gets caught at the grocery store taking his cell phone and looking up women's skirts.
Oh.
So the police confiscate all of his devices. What they find is for the past 10 years, he's been rugging his wife, and they convicted over 80 men that he allowed to come in and grape her, and they had it all on film.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That
is horrible.
They had it all on film. And they said, you know, she's probably going to want to remain anonymous, because a lot of victims do. And she's like, hell no. You're going to look at my face. You're going to know my name. And she allowed them to play the tapes during her trial, y'all.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
It just ended. And what's even more disgusting is the maximum you can get in France is 20 years. Her husband allowed 80 men to come in and grape her while she was rugged for the past 10 years. And they only caught 10 years is because that's all he had recorded.
So he was part of the 70,000 men.
Yes,
The man
ma'am.
Did the 10 years, and the wife just found out, and that's how they found the 70,000 men group.
You want somebody doing that to their wife?
And she
you
was going to
fucking
the,
right.
I know, she was going to the doctor because she was like missing time. Her hair was falling out. She couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And he had been rugging her. All the men came in. They all tried him at once. If you guys Google it, it's horrific. But the women that rallied around her were in droves in front of the courthouse cheering her on when she would walk in.
I know this son of a bitch better get life.
No, he got 20 years.
20 years. And one of the men out of the 80 actually has an additional charge because he was trying to rug his own wife so Pellicotte could come over and do to her.
What? So they was exchanging
Yes.
the wives doing
Yes.
that shit?
They were married 50 freaking years. She's
Yep.
70 something years old, y'all.
That's disgusting.
It's not safe. It's not safe.
I know this is crazy. So it's stories on top of stories, and all we hearing about is the victims have no rights, unfortunately. What do you mean the victims have no rights, unfortunately? It's inhumane what that man did to her. So how don't they have rights? I don't understand.
I think she's pretty much saying that we don't respect women's rights. That's what I think she's saying that like the
So they would
In
Wow, that's a
opposition, listen, with the Delphi case, when you said that, that's why I remember Keegan Klein, the big, he was just a loser, you guys. Yeah, I don't want to, because I'm a big girl, I don't want to shame people, but he just is the epitome of a basement dweller, living off his dad, just a loser. Mm-hmm. And they broke open during the case. They found so many predators across the world. That's why the Carter, the officer Carter, the spokesperson, he had to fly to France. They have an app for children. It used to be called Yubo. It's called Yellow. And predators go in there and find children. That's what they do. They find them online.
Y'all
and let
know
me say
it's a
this real
young
quick.
black man. It's a young black man who be on here playing the game, and he exposes predators too, as well. I was just alive and
I know who you're talking about. He young, ain't it?
Yeah, and he
There's
turns
he be
himself
playing
into a
Roblox.
whole
too.
girl. Yeah, he turns
There's a
himself into
guy
a whole
on.
girl.
There was
They
a
be
guy.
trying to
He was
get him from
white
Roblox
kid.
too now. Roblox not even safe because I be watching him. I followed him now because it be kind of funny when they realize that he's a guy
He's
and
a
he's
guy.
exposing them.
Exactly.
And they be on Roblox really
But see,
flirting
this
with
is what I'm
girls.
saying. These are the conversations, and that's the kind of lives that we need to be paying attention to. Because, see, let me tell you something right now. I'm about to go be nosy on my daughter playing Roblox. Now that y'all said that, hold on a minute. I must be right back.
Yes, y'all, it's so sick. They
And
even
y'all heard about the
trying to
truck
talk
stop?
to
I'm
people
sorry.
on
Go ahead, Lala.
Roblox.
Go ahead.
Y'all, there's also somebody on
Go
this
ahead, Lala.
app.
You were going to say something.
There's somebody on this app who I probably think we all know, who was recently charged, and when I say recently, in like the last 5 years, for exes trafficking.
Who?
I will
What the
message
hell you
him.
talking
You
about?
gotta put a name on it.
We don't know
I will
nobody.
message. I will message anybody.